Please, ma'am, it's freezing, the Marine said, his voice cracking as the wind cut through the open fields and the snow began to fall harder. Like, comment, and subscribe Hona Stories for more stories. The barn loomed behind Sarah Emma, old wood creaking, lantern light trembling in her steady hand. She didn't answer right away. She studied the small group of U.S. Marines standing before her, mud on their boots, exhaustion in their eyes, pride barely holding them upright. To them, Sarah Emma looked like a simple woman wrapped in a worn coat, hair tucked under a scarf, hands rough from work. They had knocked on her door just minutes earlier, soaked and shivering, asking only for shelter. Their patrol vehicle had broken down miles away. Night was closing in fast, and the cold was absolutely merciless. "We don't need much," the youngest Marine added, trying to sound strong. "Just the barn. We'll be gone before sunrise." Sarah Emma's eyes softened. She remembered this kind of cold, not just the weather, but the kind that settles deep in your bones when you're far from home and pretending you're not scared. She turned, pushed open the heavy barn door, and stepped inside without a word. The Marines followed, relief spreading across their faces as the door shut behind them, finally blocking the biting wind. Inside, hay was stacked neatly and a small stove glowed faintly in the corner. Sarah Emma set the lantern down and finally spoke. "You can sleep here. There's water, blankets, and enough space. You're safe tonight." The Marine who had spoken first let out a breath he felt like he'd been holding all day. "Thank you, ma'am. You don't know what this means." She met his eyes then, really met them, and something unspoken passed between them, a shared understanding that went beyond words. Sarah Emma moved to the stove, added more wood, and the fire grew stronger, warmer. The men huddled closer, stretching their hands toward the life-giving heat. As the warmth returned to his fingers, one of them noticed a framed patch hanging on a wooden beam. It was old, faded, but unmistakable. "Ma'am," he said carefully, pointing, "is that—" Sarah Emma followed his gaze. For a moment, the barn was silent, except for the crackling fire. Then she nodded. "Yes." The Marine swallowed hard. "That's special operations." She offered a small, quiet smile. "Once upon a time." The first Marine, the leader, stepped forward, his tough exterior finally cracking. "You served long ago," she said, her voice steady, "in places colder than this, with people just like you." He looked down, ashamed and humbled all at once. "We asked to sleep in your barn like beggars," he said softly. Sarah Emma shook her head. "You asked like soldiers who needed help. That's never something to be ashamed of." The words hit him harder than any order he'd ever received. His eyes filled with tears, and he turned away, embarrassed by the sudden emotion. She pretended not to notice, giving him the space to compose himself. As the night deepened, the storm raged outside, but inside the barn there was warmth, safety, and something more, a powerful, silent bond. Sarah Emma checked on them one last time, making sure each man had a blanket and water. Before leaving, she stopped at the door. "Get some rest," she said. "Tomorrow you'll finish your mission." "Yes, ma'am," they replied in unison, their voices steady now, renewed. When the door closed, the Marine who had first spoken lay back on the hay, staring up at the darkened rafters. He realized then that strength wasn't always loud or aggressive. Sometimes it was quiet. Sometimes it opened a barn door on a cold night, shared a fire, and reminded you exactly why you wore the uniform in the first place. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that honors our heroes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories.